Let me take you guys around our campsite and kind of show you what we're working with here at Skidaway Island State Park. So we are in what they call camping area number 4. There are 4 camping areas or camping loops on this campground or this state park here. You've got camping area 3 right over there, and then 1 and 2 are back that way towards the entrance. So we're in the very back. I think the camping spot that's furthest from the front. So this campground reminds me a lot of Jekyll Island, just a little more spread out. A lot of oak trees, Spanish moss, palmettos, really just absolutely beautiful, nice and shaded. And here's our campsite here at the very back of the park. Most of all these campsites I've seen are pull through, which is nice if you do have a larger camper. Not a huge issue for us with the pop-up. Walk around here on the other side of the truck. So you can see it's a pull through here, pull in there, and we can back up the other side and pull it out when we're ready to go. There's the loop road right there. We got our dishwashing station set up. Haven't even had to use the awning this weekend. Really been no need in it with all this shade that we've got up here, and it's been kind of cool. And then all the campgrounds have kind of a little walkway out to where the fire pit pad is, which is nice and roomy. Lots of room on these campsites here. Plenty of room to set your chairs, put everything out. We've got our fire trying to get started over there. I don't know if you can see back in there, you can see the marsh right behind that little bit of brush there. A nice little view, and you can kind of walk down to it and see the water a little bit though. One interesting thing, usually in the state parks, they have wood kind of around the border of these pads. These have concrete for the most part, some wood. But nice, roomy campground here. Like I said, I like it. Definitely better than Jekyll because everything's spread out. You got a lot more room between campers. Campsites aren't just stacked in here on top of one another. So you can see there's our closest neighbor tent camping over there, and another camper way over there. So plenty of privacy here, and I really like this spot. I think it's number 65. You can put your camper here and you kind of got your back to everybody. So you got even more privacy, and with the loud kids, that's always a good thing. So we're not waking everybody up in the morning. So if you're coming to Skidaway Island State Park, I'd highly recommend maybe trying to get on the camping loop number 4 back here in the back, because you just get a little more privacy and don't have to worry about nobody being right on top of you. And camping loop number 2, which is that way, they are a little closer together, more closer together than they are back here. So this is definitely the most spread out loop I've seen, is number 4.
Y'all, I don't know what we keep doing wrong, but we keep going camping during the coldest weekends of the year. So Travis had to go to Bass Pro. Chad goes 50% off. He bought it for himself. I've now stolen it. That is how cold it is. When it says high of 50, I was thinking, oh, they might could wear a short sleeve shirt. No. It's freezing. It's freezing. But the pop-up is so warm. Thank goodness. I'm still using an extra little heater, and I figured out this camping trip that there's zippers on the inside of the canvas and the outside. You can reach it that way too. But before, I was unvelcroing the door and running the extension cord through the door, which was problematic because where I was putting the heater was on the opposite side of the room, so you're tripping over the extension cord. And then I was doing something in the pop-up, and I thought, oh my gosh, it's a zipper. I'm gonna unzip this and run the extension cord through that. So that's exactly what I did. Ran the extension cord through the zipper. I had a surge protector with like 6 different outlets on it. I plugged that extension cord into the power source. So now I don't have to worry about popping a breaker in here, which is great because we're not very electrical. And so it always made me a little bit nervous when we were doing extra stuff and running too many. I couldn't quite convert how many volts we were using in there and what was going to make it pop. I do know if you put a heater on high, that's going to make it pop. And so I wouldn't recommend that. Anyway, if you have a little heater, make sure to plug it in to the external power source. And that way you don't have to worry about it anymore. So we're staying nice and toasty, not so much outside. I'm sure Travis has spent $200 on firewood again. You know, when in Rome.
Yeah. May the road rise to meet you and the sun kiss your face. May there always be a miracle waiting just to bless your day. Life won't always hand you roses. Don't let it get you down. Keep your eyes on what your goal is and your feet on solid ground. Take this with you where you go.
What are we looking at here, honey?
I think the Tabby Ruins.
Okay,
listen.
300 years old.
How old is it?
300.
Yes, it is almost 300 years old. It says dating to the late 1730s. Noble Jones, 5-room, 1.5 story Tabby and wood house was surrounded on 3 sides by the courtyard. I think this must be the courtyard. Look, it has oyster shells all in it. That is crazy to think. That's 290-year-old oyster shells in there.
You are love, 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 love. You are love, yeah, you are. You are love, 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 love. You are love.
Oh, that's a flower. So palm trees are flowers.
You walk courageously through the valley of your doubt. But you always strive to just keep believing in yourself. When the trouble comes, and it will, hold your head up high, shine a light as bright as you can till your trouble passes by. And always know.
Head with your primer. I have my powder and my musket ball all wrapped up inside my paper cartridge. Make ready. Freeze up. Fire. Your arms. Head fuck your tarlock. Prime and load. Fire.
It's not hay. It's those dead pointy plants.
That's how this 3 little pigs house?
Five little pig. Five little pig. Built a house out of straw.
Oh, okay.
This little piggy built this house out of straw.
Hold your head high. Go on and shine your light. Shine your light.
So we got everything loaded up here at Skidaway Island State Park, but before we head out, we always want to do our official review and give it an official score. And Brooklyn's really excited about this one because, as we said on the last video, this is her favorite so far.
Favorite of the favorite of the favorite.
Favorite, yeah. There could be another favorite next time we go
maybe.
somewhere.
I don't understand what that word means so much, apparently.
Well, this is our favorite so far. So let's talk about, there's not hardly any minuses here, but let's talk about a lot of the good things about Skidaway. I'll start off. We talked about this in the other video. It's just absolutely beautiful here. Shaded. Beautiful. I mean, can't ask for better scenery.
Right, so pretty. I think in the summertime it would be very, very hot though and eat up with skeeters and simplies.
Yeah, you definitely want to come to the cooler time of year. I think skeeters could be an issue, yeah, for sure. Especially with all this marsh and kind of water standing around, skeeters could be a problem.
Right.
But just this time of year, absolutely beautiful. The live oaks, they keep their leaves year round, so greenery and the Spanish moss and the palmettos, everything just beautiful. What else is great about it? One thing you really liked is there's a lot to do around here.
There's a lot to do. So you're over here camping and then you can load up and do whatever. You know, Savannah just has so many things to offer. There's so many more things that we just didn't have time to fit all in that I would have loved to go on and do. But it's also nice just to be so close to a Kroger and a Publix and good restaurants, you know, left and right. And then of course there's downtown. So I think that's the reason it's my favorite as well. It's just nice to be able to have something else to do with the boys. Because I like going places and doing stuff. So that's what was so great. And plus a lot of my friends from like college and law school are here. So I think that was another great thing, is that we had 3 different visitors come visit us while we were here, which was so nice just to be able to see them. It's just different than other campsites, which are beautiful, but there's nothing to do around there and no restaurants. And like last night it was getting kind of late and we already had a lot of stuff packed up, and I said, do you want to order pizza? Which isn't normal for us, but it was nice to be able to have that available. So that's one reason I was excited.
One thing I really like is the campsites being spread out.
They're very spread out.
You're not packed in there on top of one another, and I think that's why we tend to gravitate toward more state parks. We like state parks more. The private campgrounds, man, they just try to milk their space for all it's worth, and I get it. But man, they just stack you in there so close. And the state parks, they tend to spread you out a little more. And this one particularly is even more spread out than most of the state parks we've been to. So privacy is always a good thing. Not that we don't like going and talking to all of our camping neighbors, but it's nice to have your own space.
Right, for sure. And they do have pull-through sites here, which I don't see at a lot of state parks.
Yeah.
So for the bigger
majority
campers,
of them are pull-through. We've seen one other pop up.
Yeah.
I actually had a cool little design on it with a cargo rack on the front. I really like that idea. I might try to do some kind of adaptation of that on ours. A lot of big campers in here, a few tent campers.
Seen a lot, I mean just a huge range.
Yeah, big range. Some small pull behinds, big pull behinds, big RVs, a little bit of everything. Seen some people that just RV full time. That's all they do. Is,
so neat. Got
younger
to talk
couple.
to them.
I don't know if they're a little older than us, but
just a little bit. But they have 5 children, and they decided for this year they were just gonna travel around, and it was so cool to meet them. They redid this huge, what would you call it? I mean, it's not. You don't want to call it a bus.
It's some big blue bus RV thing.
So neat. So cool to look at and talk to them for a little while. The next thing I want to talk about real quick though is how they have divided these sort of loops into 4 different camping loops.
Yeah, I talked about that a little bit on the video that I did showing the campsites, but you go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that it's in 4 different loops. We are in the back of camping loop 4, and
4 is the way to go, folks.
4 is good. There was also some good ones in camping 3 that were close to the bathrooms that are further up, closer to where the office is. I guess that's the only direction I know. We're at the very back. We're in spot number 65, which is great because it's right next to a bathroom. However, it's one small con. This bathroom is a little bit older and not as nice as the bathroom at the front of camping site number 3. It's sort of where 2 and 3 meet.
Camping loop 2, yeah.
Yeah, camping loop 2 and 3. Those have been renovated. It's bigger. The heat was working nonstop. This bathroom, I think just right now, it just had a few issues with it. So there was only one working toilet, and the heat wasn't kicking very good in there. So we normally had to go take a shower up in camping site 3 and 2's.
You can tell they're in the middle of some improvements here. So we kind of give them a little leniency there because they just redid their main office, and I'm sure that this bathroom's here on the list. They're redoing their playground, making it a lot bigger. We've seen them building that. So looks like they're in the middle of some changes here. So we give them a little leeway on that. Understand that that kind of stuff doesn't happen overnight. But yeah, not all the bathrooms are consistently great. The one we actually used between loop 2 and 3 is really nice, really clean, and worked really well. Good water pressure, which is always something I look for.
It's not a big deal if you have all that stuff in your camper, but it is a big deal for us when we have to use it. Yeah. You know, so it's something we always pay attention to.
One other thing a lot of people don't take into consideration is how clean the camping pads are. Here, the pads, it's like packed down dirt. It's not like sand.
Right.
And it keeps the camper a lot cleaner when you have that. If you have sand, man, you'll never get it all out of the camper. So I like the pads here because it's really just packed down dirt, a little bit of gravel,
Yeah.
and able to keep the camper a lot cleaner that way.
I think we should have brought, we normally bring 2 rugs, but we forgot this time. If we would have had our second rug, we could have put it up on the pad near the fire ring, and that would have been nice and would have kept some sand down even more.
Yeah.
But that dirt being there allowed the boys to play in it, so.
Yeah.
That's another thing they got to do.
We got this is one more Georgia State Park that's crossed off our list, and we do have the intention of eventually hitting them all. Was it 60 something of them?
I don't know. I just want to come back to this one already.
Yeah,
I'm
Brooklyn's
what?
like just wanting to. I told her, I said, this, you know, some of these we say we want to come back, but if we're going to hit all these state parks, it's going to be a while before we can actually come back to one we've already been. But we may have to make an exception for this one right here. It's not, you know, 4 hours is not too long of a drive. It wasn't too bad.
And it was different than going up north because that
You have to get on the interstate.
well, a little bit. You had to get on 95. But you don't have all those winding roads like in the mountains that slow you down so much and make me so sick.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that is nice. You know, we pretty much know how to get here easily. So that's a good thing.
Okay, so for your official score?
Oh man, I'm nervous. What do I like?
You said you like this better than Vogel.
I like, yes.
She likes it better than Vogel. I would still put Vogel #1 on my list, but you go ahead.
Why? I mean, what did we rate Vogel?
I think a 9.5.
Oh, that's what I would rate this for sure.
Okay.
9.5.
9.5. No such thing as a perfect 10. You always got to leave
No.
room because you might find one you like better.
I keep
9.5.
finding
So
them.
we'll put it right up there with Vogel,
high.
and we'll know that you think it's a little bit better. I
Yes.
still like Vogel. I'm just partial to the mountains, I guess.
I think you are. I am. In the comments below or the description below, I'm gonna put the best number sites that I think there are. There are some that are a little bit smaller, and I think any site you get you're gonna be happy with. But there were some I was like, oh man, I want that site next time. So there's 4 or 5 that I really noted, and I'll put that in the description below. Because that's the real reason we started doing all this, is because we wanted to know you could have a great state park but get a not so great spot.
Right.
So I'll put below the ones that I like the best.
And you wanted to mention something about your Instagram?
Oh yeah, we have an Instagram now, Pop-Up Live. I put more just real life us doing stuff, silly things. I like it.
Yeah,
It's
little
mostly
video
me.
clips, stuff with doing
Funny
the kids.
stuff, yes. Stuff with the kids. So it's just more easygoing. I like being able to comment so quickly, and I can upload it real quick, and you don't have to wait on a weekly video because I'm posting multiple times a day.
That's right.
Normally
So
on
we'll
that.
put a link to that in the description below.
Yeah.
Head on over to Instagram, give us a follow there, and check that out. We hope you enjoyed our trip here to Skidaway Island State Park. We certainly did, and hope you're enjoying the channel. Make sure you give us a big thumbs up if you like this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you get notified every time we come out with a new video. We'll see you guys on the next camping trip.
Bye.